Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and as the title says, Scribe is away today. Sitting in for him is Bloodewing. Say hello.
Hello.
And the lovely SDA is joining us as well. Say hello.
Hi.
How are you guys tonight?
I'm good.
I'm pretty good. Not pretty good shape for the shape I'm in.
And what shape is that? You're an old man. That's not saying much.
That's my way of saying, hey, you make do.
Guys, when Scribe's not here, the format changes slightly because we're ADHD and can't do that news stuff without him. We will take a look at the headlines, but how much news we'll get in, I don't really know. So let's take a look, unless somebody had something else they wanted to talk about first.
Yeah, no. I good.
No?
Well, there is Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, and movies, of course.
Yep.
And smash that like button if you will. Oh,
yeah, but just prepare for this to be a little bit falling apart-ish because
it's going to be a shit show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Scribe is the backbone, and the backbone is not here, so we're just going to be a bunch of spineless ninnies.
That's right.
You're welcome.
I'll try to hold it together as best I can, guys, but I'm only one person. Come on.
Let's see. Top story on CNN. North Korea vows to make the U.S. pay dearly as sanctions tighten.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, boy.
Oh, a baby's threatening us. I'm so scared.
He really does look like an overgrown infant.
He really does. And I think at this point, China's going to have to be like, okay, we're going to have to get our dog neutered because he keeps humping everything and the neighbors are getting annoyed.
And that haircut, man, God. Anyway. North Korean state media has slammed the latest round of sanctions approved by the United Nations, calling them flagrant violation of our sovereignty. It vowed retaliation against Washington. The UN Security Council and United. Oh my God! See, this is why we need Scribe.
Yeah, wouldn't it make more sense though to vow retaliation like against San Francisco, something that could actually hit?
Or since it was the whole UN that did this, how about anybody on their, continent?
Yeah, but like UN is if we were gone, then the UN would not be a thing.
Well, the Security Council adopted these new sanctions. And China's right there. They could threaten China, see how that works out for them. Yeah, but they're pissed off again there.
Yeah, you'd think they'd more likely fire something off at California. They might at least be able to splash it, get it wet.
And look, if they hit San Francisco, it's not really a loss to the world.
Ouch. For any of our viewers in San Francisco, she doesn't mean you.
I just mean all the faggots.
Oh, dear God.
Look, I'm half gay. I can say that.
That's true. That's true. Although, we're going to get into that kind of stuff later. I can't wait for YouTube time today.
Why? What happened? Oh, right. We'll get to it.
We'll get into that. You calm down.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm calm. I'm calm. Just so you guys know, I forgot my Ritalin today, so...
Cool. You're going to be all hyper?
Hyper, and I'll stutter a lot.
Cool.
Well,
so
I'd offer you
like
something.
Andy Worski.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like Andy Worski with a Snickerdoodle.
Sweet.
I'd offer you some of my coffee, SDA. It works on my grandson. It's all hyper, but might have trouble reaching it there.
Yeah, maybe. I know we're both like in redneck territory, but I don't think we're that close.
Yeah, you're in Connecticut. Anyway.
I'm not in Connecticut.
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean the dead space there. I had to cough. Sessions says Sanctuary City, Chicago's hostility to law enforcement protection is astounding. He also said that they're putting their citizens at risk.
No shit.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions fired back Monday at the lawsuit filed by the city of Chicago over the Justice Department's threat to withhold federal money from so-called sanctuary cities, saying no amount of money will help the city that won't help its own residents. Fair point.
Yeah.
The administration is committed to the rule of... Oh, sorry, I'm not watching those. Thank you so much. Let me bring that tab up here. Since SDA probably just killed the monetization, here you go. Thank you so much. This administration is committed to the rule of law and to enforcing the laws established by Congress. To a degree perhaps unsurpassed by any other jurisdiction, the political leadership of Chicago has chosen deliberately and intentionally to adopt a policy that obstructs this country's lawful immigration system. Well, you got San Francisco here too. You can't just blame Chicago. I mean, they're both shitholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Chicago's a little closer to me though, so that makes
Yeah.
I'm only a 5-hour drive from Chicago, so
we've talked about this so many times here. Sanctuary cities are shit, and the federal government has every right to withhold money if you're not following the fucking rules.
Yeah, they do have every right to do that.
Every white people.
Every white, damn it.
I apologize. I am so tired. I've
slept
like
I'm
8
sorry.
hours now, the last 48.
I'm sorry, SDA, but have you ever been to Chicago? There's not much white there.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanguine. Wait, the city that rains bullets thinks that we should fund them importing more gangs and drugs. Yeah, exactly. They want all of our money, but they don't want to follow the rules to, help. Chicago really is a shithole. Just murder capital of the country. And yes, I didn't look it up to make sure that they actually are at the moment. But they're killing each other at an alarming rate.
Well, isn't Chicago the city where they were like, hey, can we maybe go 72 hours without somebody getting murdered?
No, that was Baltimore.
Oh, well,
that was Baltimore.
But like, even so. Okay.
Yeah, they know in Chicago not to even ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if Chicago's not the murder capital, they're always right in the top 2 or 3 perennial, at least.
Right, which is a horrible state of affairs for any city to be in. It's awful. It's awful.
And the whole idea about sanctuary cities, for people who don't know, sanctuary cities have been around for a while. They only got a lot of attention because of the shooting that happened in San Francisco right after Donald Trump had announced his presidency.
Yeah, it was
presidential campaign.
Kate Steinle.
Yes.
She was walking with her dad on a pier, and she just got shot and died in her dad's arms.
Yeah. By a guy who'd been kicked out of the country already 5 times.
Which is so
who specifically said he moved to San Francisco because he knew he wouldn't get kicked out there.
Oh, Jonathan Malone.
Thank you, Jonathan Malone. This amount of money will help Monkey, and that makes this round of Super Chat donations complete. Now, where's my poorly dressed individual playing horrid music so that you can dance for the next round? Oh, we have to dance for the next round?
You're in trouble.
You want to prove how white I am?
Thank you, Terry Diamantes. Scribe must have had a rough night. He sounds like 15 to 20 years older.
For those of you just joining, Scribe's off for the night. Bloodewing's joining us, and thank you so much for sitting in with us again tonight. I gave you no warning.
No problem. Absolutely. I'm always available about this time of night. Earlier in the day, it's tough.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I get people invite me to streams all the time. So I cannot literally do it before 8 o'clock. And then I feel bad. Irate Bear does it to me. He was in the chat. And he does it to be nice, but it makes me feel like an asshole because I have to say no.
Yeah, I got an invite to Irate Prostate a little earlier. And sorry, Irate, but you hit me just as I was washing dishes.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
So this is sort of YouTube time, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I know that there are a number of my patrons in the chat. If you would like to see the concept art for the book cover, I just posted it on Patreon. And you can go check that out. Any of my patrons, doesn't matter what tier you're on. So if you would like to see it.
We don't really follow our format too well when Scribe's not around.
Yeah, well, it's because I know that I won't get yelled at.
It's because we're both like squirrel and just
and we don't have Scribe to be like, shut up. Okay.
Shut up.
If it makes you all feel any better, I can just randomly say, hold on.
Just knock it
Let
off.
me finish.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, sorry.
Ben Master said Scribe is dad. Not exactly. He's more like the older brother, which Granted, he's younger than me, but he's definitely more disciplined than I am. That was pretty much all I had for news because there's no major headlines, and those are the ones that I like. Nothing's world changing.
Thank you, Sanguine. The nipple bounty is back, right, Lady Monkey? Cough. It was $20. Cough.
Oh God, are we doing that tonight?
Lady Monkey don't know.
Wants to pinch my nipples.
I mean, if we are, then does the first $20 count?
Oh, you're mean. Why would you point that out?
I'm trying to get you money, Scribe, Monkey. Fuck. Okay. I'm trying to make you money.
Settle in, folks. This is how it's going to be.
And the first one is gone, and I just want to help you out. I'm here for you.
Okay, let's see what we have for MSS News. Guys, if you want to...
Skythus.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Skythus. Donation with no comment. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you want to say something, I'll repeat it since you did that. Somebody make sure to watch for that. Oh, dear God. This comes from Draconic 8. No, that's 13. Draconic 13. PETA. Cheese is sexist.
Why? Because it comes out of female cows? Is that why? That's why do I get a prize?
Let me read it.
Okay.
That was where you were supposed to cut in there, Blood. Okay.
That's right. Sorry, I'll practice.
First, leftists claim that milk was racist. Now the rocket scientists at People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, say that cheese, a milk derivative, is sexist.
Real quick, thank you, Dual Wield. I'll send Monkey money anyway because I love his content. Aww.
Well, thank you so much.
Hi, Sweeper Steven.
No kidding.
This is to save the live stream because we all know that Bloodewing is going to get it demonetized. I think I did that in the first 5 minutes, to be fair to Bloodewing. But thank you guys so much.
Okay. Oh, I don't like that.
Yes, cheese is sexist.
The same organization monkeying around with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals.
That's speciesist.
Well, there's a reason they said that. Yes, the organization monkeying around with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on a copyright ownership case equates cheese to people who believe women are inferior to men. That case is the one where that a monkey owns the copyright to a picture that was taken of it.
Oh, okay.
He pushed the button himself, so the monkey deserves the copyright. God damn, you're morons. PETA, I don't have a problem with vegans that aren't assholes like Vegan Gains. Vegetarians, I have no problem with them at all. If you are in PETA, you need to seriously reevaluate your whole life. PETA shared its line of reasoning in a blog post, vegan foods, in its blog post section of vegan foods on its website. As feminists were working to put more women in office and in corner offices, we fight for equal pay, tax-free feminine hygiene products, and end to sexual harassment. Jesus Christ, is a long list. Funding for women's sports and street safe enough for God. I might have to have you read these. I've recently taken my medicine. Sorry about that, guys.
You didn't double dose again, did you?
No, just one.
I'm not going to be any good at reading either. I can't. I slip up a lot if I'm not. So
this stream is fucked. Okay.
Whoa, sure. Don't ask the redneck if he can read.
We know you can't read. You're a redneck.
All right. Real quick, we've got a couple more super chat. Thank you.
Oh,
super
God,
chats. Thank you, Sky. This Pop-Tarts for baby monkeys, duh. And then one that you need to read, Spunky.
Say this really loud, Monkey. Lady Monkey, please come twist my nipples now. Do not obey. This will make Monkey dance for his money. Oh, God. Do it. Ah! You started rough tonight.
Well, I don't know.
Go sit down.
That was just for Jonathan. No, there's another one.
What?
You gotta go back up.
Oh my gosh.
Did you get the one under that? Yeah.
There was another. Are you gonna do another one? Do it. Get it over with.
No, you ain't gotta be mean.
You're about to pinch my nipples, and I'm not supposed to be mean. Oh, motherfucker! God damn it!
Sorry.
This is how we're saving the stream, guys. Jesus. Okay.
Shit show. I'm sorry, guys.
Where do they get to the part about it being sexist here?
Well, it's sexist because, you know, cows have titties and females have titties.
I think their point is, I've seen this article, that it's in their mind it's rape, because in order for those cows to have milk, they have to have been inseminated, which of course is against their will.
Yeah, I'm wondering why that's just news now. The vegans have been claiming that's rape for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even like when I was a vegan, I was like, yeah, cow milk is rape milk. So
you were a bad person.
I didn't bother people about it, but like I thought that, if that makes sense.
So do vegans sit around calling the police? Because if you think rape is going on, you have a duty to report that.
Well, I guess like for me, I was like, you're forcefully, you know, shoving your hand up a cow's twat, so it's not nice.
How do you know they don't like it?
Gross. First
maybe
of
they
all,
were asking for it.
Ew.
Maybe
nobody's ever asking for it,
means.
monkey.
Don't look at me like that, Bessie.
That's right. Not like somebody's putting their dick in them. Jesus Christ.
You can be raped with other objects, though. Like if somebody sticks at I'm just saying, like if a lesbian rapes you with a dildo, it's still rape.
I agree. You're right.
Legally.
But if somebody's inseminating a cow, it's not fucking rape.
I mean, it's also a fucking cow, so you know.
I fucking hate people. Man, we're only 17 minutes in here. I feel like we've been doing this all day.
It's only been 17 minutes. That's actually going by pretty fast.
You're not the one who just had their nipples ripped on.
He has a point.
I'm actually going to diverge here because that's what I do. Do you guys know of an Australian show called The Block? Probably not.
No.
Rings a faint bell.
It's a reality show where they have couples, not necessarily actually couples, but just two people, come on, and each of them like renovates an apartment from like scratch. Like they take out all the walls and everything, and they compete against each other to sell the apartment. Whoever gets the best one and the most price wins, which is it's a really cool show. I watched a bit of it last night. The reason it came to my attention though is there's a head builder guy on the show that has to approve of everything for building codes and stuff. And on a recent episode, a gay contestant tried to kiss him, and he pulled away and said, "I've never let a man kiss me, and I never will." And a whole bunch of people online lost their shit, calling him homophobic.
What?
And my first thought, yeah, he's homophobic because he won't let another man kiss him. And I just asked several of these people, if this was a woman who didn't want to be kissed by a guy, because afterwards there was also the quote, sorry, I need to get this in there, because the guy did kiss him on the cheek, and afterwards he said he felt sick. And I just asked if a woman was in that situation, a man forcibly kissed her and she felt sick afterwards, wouldn't he be going to jail? And one of the people I asked actually answered back, well, if it was two women, it would be fine.
No, it wouldn't be. If a woman forcibly kissed me and I didn't want it, and I felt like I would probably feel sick afterwards.
Dual Wield, thank you so much. I'm the guy who did the song for Gemini and the other one for the white YouTuber. I've never given them money to my knowledge, so I like you more.
You
also missed Donald. You missed Donald the Repentless.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Donald. Where is people for the ethical treatment of insects?
Ew, ew,
Petty.
ew, 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 ew.
Pronounced petty.
We don't do bugs on this stream. SDA
Yeah.
doesn't like bugs.
Ugh.
We can say the name bugs, can't we?
No.
Bugs. Anyway,
Stop.
so I'm just wondering, did I miss a memo where homosexuals are allowed to sexually assault people?
I guess so. I don't know why people, so like people do seem to have this idea that if you're a woman, then you can just like grope other women and it's not a big deal. It's a big deal no matter what your genitals are. Don't grope other people, please. Like, it's not okay. Like, that's literally sexual assault.
I'm one of them people that has real personal space issues.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I have a bubble. Don't get in it. The only ones that don't seem to trigger that are my grandkids, amazingly. But you know, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Don't be stepping up in my space without me saying it was okay.
No, I have like I hate being touched, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Don't touch me. And maybe I'm like really sensitive about women too, because I'm like half gay, so to me it's the same as like a guy being gross as well. I don't know, but it's gross.
Sanguine, thank you. Next go is, you're homophobic if you aren't willing to bend over for a buggering. Wait, never mind. Riley already pitched that one.
It's true.
This makes 15 of 20. You bastard. I've never really, I've heard this kind of thinking before, and it never clicked in my mind until I saw the quotes last night. But yeah, he's labeled a homophobe, and maybe there is a part of it that he, just doesn't want a guy kissing him. But why should he have to have a guy kiss him?
Well, even if it is like a personally homophobic thing, who cares? I mean, there are a lot of gay guys and gay women who are repulsed by the genitals or by the opposite sex. I mean, there are gay guys who literally don't want to see boobs and like flip the fuck out. So what are they, heterophobic? No, they just don't want the opposite sex anywhere near them in that kind of a way, and that's perfectly fine.
And again, as you point out, even if it is somebody that they're the sex that you prefer, don't do that shit. Unless, I mean, if you're friends with them and they'll be okay with it, and you've played around, I suppose there's situations like, I wouldn't call the cops on a guy that did that, but I might punch him in the face. Jesus. And we need to, I can't wait for YouTube time. This totally ties in.
SDA quote of the day.
Yeah,
I'm half gay. Yeah, I like saying that I'm half gay because it upsets like other bisexual people.
But it's
Okay,
her
I'm gonna read that properly.
It's her non-gay half that is rebelling. Doesn't like it.
Cryptic, thank you. SDA quote of the day, I'm half gay. Remember, the day has just started. That might be the quote of the day. That's the quote so far.
I like saying that I'm half gay. It's funnier. And it, like I said, it upsets people because they're like, are you allowed to say it like that? And I'm like, yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm allowed to say it however the fuck I want to say it.
No, just the story about the block just really upset me. Well, I don't want to say upset me, just pissed me off, actually. That's what it did. It pissed me off. Because most of the people that I saw doing this were very liberal people who would, happily tell us we live in a rape culture. But
well,
here,
yeah, if you're saying, sorry. If you're saying like, oh, you have to be into somebody even if you don't want to date a trans person, or, oh, how dare you be upset that somebody forced you to kiss them or whatever. That's a rape culture for sure. Like, oh, we should have just taken it and really like kissed him back even. Like, fuck, why wouldn't you? That's stupid.
Remember, conversion therapy only works on straight people. Well, it's what they suggest. I mean,
it is.
Bill Nye's ice cream cartoon taught me that.
Yeah, like conversion therapy works as long as you're straight. Like, that's stupid. That is stupid.
You might like it. God, I want to get to YouTube time. Fuck this. We're going to go to YouTube time.
I was thinking the same thing. It ties into your video quite a bit.
If you guys haven't been watching Twitter, Riley J. Dennis is losing his shit right now. Well, it was a couple of hours ago, but he's losing his shit today.
Right, because he got...
Nope, not because of that.
Oh, why is he losing his shit?
There's a lesbian YouTuber. What's her name? Ariel.
Oh yeah, Ariel. Yeah, yeah,
Ariel.
I saw that. And she did the thingy with Jacqueline Glenn, and they were like, "This is dumb."
She made a video like, "You are so vague. People, we have to tell people what's going on."
Isn't that what happened?
Ariel did a video with Jacqueline Glenn where they were reviewing Fiona, Riley's girlfriend. Her video on, I don't even know how to describe that.
Well, it's basically like a repeat of what Riley said, like in her videos about it, where Riley's like, "If you don't want to fuck a trans person, fuck you, bitch." And then they were like, and everybody was like, "No, like that's the point. We don't want you to fuck us, bitch." So, you know, and they were, so when Fiona did it, I think I responded to that video.
You did.
Fiona
You made a response.
And then, so they made the response, and I guess Riley flipped her shit, his shit, its shit, whatever.
Riley flipped Riley's shit.
Yeah.
Somebody
Since
asked
we can't figure out the pronoun, we just won't use one.
I will get the link to the video for you here in a second, guys. I got to bring it back up. But there's a couple of points in there that they brought up. One of them is that Fiona basically says, she doesn't actually say this, but she basically says that the only valid reason for a woman not to want penis is if she's been raped.
Yeah, which is crazy. BT dubs.
And that it's one of the things that Riley freaked out about is that she didn't say that. They know she didn't say it. She basically said it. Because she's latched onto Riley's. She's a good little girlfriend. She's latched onto what Riley's told her to think. And she's trying desperately to help her boyfriend girlfriend score some extra pussy because
what she said,
they're polyamorous, don't you know?
Sorry, yeah, what she said in the video specifically was that, you know, if you're like a woman and maybe you got raped and you have some trauma with a penis, and like, yeah, fine, whatever. But if not, you better take that dick up your ass, is pretty much what she said.
Yeah. So yeah, and Riley is just fucking lost his shit about it. It's so funny reading his tweets because he's attacking her. One, Ariel, is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's how she says it.
Okay, Ariel has 500,000 subscribers where Fiona has like 8, and Riley's bitching that Fiona's being attacked by a bigger person, and Ariel should pick on somebody her own size.
Yeah, she's too small to defend herself, is what he said.
Thank you, Cryptic. God damn it, Monkey. I looked up Riley, and his Twitter has a picture of her in a tube top. I can't unsee that shit. Yeah, sorry about that.
Has who in a tube top?
Riley.
Oh, God.
Have you not seen Riley on Twitter lately? For the record, if you were ever blocked by Riley, take a look. You may
I'm not
be
anymore.
Unblocked. I don't recommend actually looking because, yeah, Riley's in a tube top.
Wait, where is she actually in a tube top?
It's the profile picture.
No, that's a sports bra.
What? He needs his money back on that
that's
operation.
Not a tube top. A tube top is a top that's like strapless.
That one's not. Oh, his hair is covering the straps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still not something you want to see.
No, it's gross. I agree, but
he needs his money back on that operation. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
What, the facial feminization operation?
Oh,
the equine surgery. Really does look like Sarah Jessica Parker's little sister.
Yeah, she said,
Downs.
"Hey, Ariel, take down this defamatory hate video you did with Jacqueline Glenn where you falsely claim my GF thinks that sexuality is twist." How was that not what you're saying, though?
It's exactly what she says.
How is that not what you're saying? I mean, on a separate note, never mind. But how is saying, like, maybe rethink the fact that you don't like dick, not saying that sexuality is about the sexy stuff, and like, if you don't want to suck a dick,
she actually says in the video, because they stop it at this point. They do kind of a live response to it. They keep their a window showing them watching it, and they pause it as they answer. One of the spots they stop on is where she says sexuality isn't about sex.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck are you talking about? That's exactly what it's about.
Well, they also sort of address the idea of being like bisexual versus like biromantic, meaning like you would want to be in a relationship with like a guy, but you're sexually attracted to both men and women, like that kind of stuff. And
well, being a guy on the internet, and Bloodewing, how long have you been on the internet now?
Oh my goodness, early 90s.
Okay, so you've probably experienced this too. One of the things guys used to like to do to each other is send their friends pictures of really hot girls, and it would slowly scroll down, and suddenly a dick would pop out. And these were beautiful women,
Oh yeah.
and then that dick popped out, and all of us were like, no, no. Yes, you can be attracted to somebody by their physical appearance, and then find out they have a dick and be completely repulsed by it. There's nothing wrong with that because I don't like dick.
No.
even like I'm not the biggest, so I'm not really, I don't tend to be that attracted to trans people, even though I like both, because I I tend to not like people who are more fuck, what's the word?
I don't know. Coming from you, I don't know.
Androgynous. There we go. I don't tend to like people that are like androgynous. And also, if you're on hormones, it either makes your dick shrivel up or like your vagina explode. And it's really, it's gross. I'm sorry. It's nasty. And it's weird. And I don't know. Like, so there are a lot of reasons why somebody might not be attracted to a trans person. And it's none of your goddamn business.
Well, the whole reason Riley has pushed this, and this is honest to God, and if you guys don't believe this, just follow Riley and you will be able to see it. Riley wants to fuck lesbians because he claims he's a lesbian. And lesbians don't like dick. So Riley's actually not telling straight people they have to fuck gay people. He's really not. What he's saying is that lesbians need to be willing to fuck him.
Well, his focus when you listen to those videos and when you listen to Fiona's video is more on lesbians than it is on any other sexuality.
Yeah, Riley wants to bang lesbians. He wants to convert them. He wants to convert them to the dick, but it won't really be converting because, you know, he's a lesbian.
Well, and he's like, you can't. He's like, if you're not attracted to a woman with a penis, then you're saying that trans women aren't women. It's like, no, you're just saying, like, you can't help that, like, a penis makes your snooch dry up. That's not your fault.
Real quick in chat, your boy Pat said, ranting monkey, exactly. I've been saying that for a while now. And actually, Pat, I think you're the one who pointed it out when it made it click in my brain. And you're absolutely right. Yep. He wants to bang lesbians. And it really struck home to me because I think I saw Pat's comment about that right after Fiona was on Ash Hardell's channel about their polyamorous relationship. She's just trying to help. Fiona's just trying to help Riley score some bitches. This is there's another interesting thing at play here. Riley Dennis got his last video pulled down. It's back up, but somebody had flagged it for pornography, nudity, or sexual content, and there was none of that in there. Yeah. And whoever did that, you're a fucking dickhole. But Riley blamed all of that on Blair because Blair White saw Riley's video about how to apologize, and Blair White took that video wrong. Blair White took that video as aimed at her when that video was actually aimed at a really stupid Comic-Con thing. So Blair blasts out Riley's channel, that video.
Well, I think that's proof that Blair really is a woman because she saw something and completely overreacted and took it in the wrong way.
Got catty as fuck. But anyway, there was a bunch of shitty stuff said on the video, and that's fine. I don't care if people go over and say shitty stuff. I don't do it myself, but as I say in my disclaimer, I'm nobody's daddy. But in reality, this had nothing to do with Blair White. It was just about this stupid Comic-Con thing. Well, it turns out like that video from Fiona was not about what I thought it was. I thought it was in response to some of the, like maybe my video. No, I didn't do a video response. Like everybody did a video response to Riley's, you know, you got to suck a dick or you're transphobe. And it actually turns out it was in direct relation to an Ariel video because Ariel called Riley out on that same thing. It's like there's all of these little circles going on and they're all just blowing up together. And they're all landing on Riley right now. And it's really funny to me because he's such an asshole. He really is.
Well, and he asks why people aren't going after bigger people, and it's like, well, those other people aren't really that popular because stupid people don't really tend to get. I mean, unless you're like fucking Onision, they don't tend to get that popular on YouTube, which is why you're not popular.
Well, people like Riley give trans people a bad name. He really does. The stupid shit that he spreads, like the misgendering is violence. That's fucking moronic. You have to suck a dick or you're a transphobe. That's fucking moronic. And it makes. Go ahead.
As far as like the speech is violence thing, just to add to that, I got into an argument with somebody on Tumblr. Yes, I'm on Tumblr. Yes, it's a bad idea. And they were like, well, obviously speech is violence because we have anti-bullying campaigns. And I was like, I don't even know how to argue against that because it's just so fucking stupid.
Well, those anti-bullying campaigns are stupid. I've been, ever since I've been an adult and I've started seeing this, I got out of school right about the time bullying became words. As I was growing up, if somebody said something mean to you, you were supposed to fucking ignore it. You were supposed to just get on with your goddamn life. And right as I was leaving school was the switch over to nothing hurts worse than words. It will traumatize you for the rest of your natural life. Well,
when I was like in kindergarten, if somebody said something mean to you, I mean, I took it one step further and stabbed somebody in the head with a pencil, but that's neither here nor there. I was 6, leave me alone. But we used to like yell at each other and be like sticks and stones, and we used to do that. Or I know you are, but what am I? I'm like, I don't know. Like you get into that. Like it wasn't a big deal.
In my neighborhood, when I was a teenager, we used to play a game we called the Dozens.
Yeah, play the Dozens.
Basically, all it was just insulting one another's mama as best you could, and the person with the best insult won. You know.
We used to just call it your mama jokes until I saw a George Carlin special where he said, we used to play the numbers. I said, you want to play the numbers? Well, the numbers is a game, but the way I fucked your mother is a goddamn shame. And I've always fucking loved that because we never called it that. We called it mama jokes. And yeah, we ripped into each other horribly. And
I mean, girls don't do that. I will say that.
And that's the problem. See, I'm going to get myself in trouble here. One of the biggest problems facing society right now is there's too much input from women. Not all women.
Well, I think part of the issue, real quick, is that women are trying to apply like our standards of behavior to men, which is stupid. Because while we wouldn't do that to each other, so we don't do that to each other, but then like if a grown woman sees 2 younger boys doing it to each other, they're like, oh my God, you're bullying. And it's like, no, that's just what the dick people do. It's fine. Calm down.
Okay. You can't interrupt me when I say something like that and not let me explain. Because now there's just a clip of me out there going, the problem with society is women.
But that's what you mean. It's fine.
Sanguine, thank you. The problem is sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will fucking rape me. 2020, speaking of rape. Yes.
Now explain yourself,
Can I put that on a t-shirt?
Hang on a second. No, it's on my stream. I got dibs.
Damn.
Do it. Get this over with. I still have to explain. Speaking of women ruining everything, pull my nipple.
You're not the boss.
I know. Believe me, I know.
Not the boss of me.
Oh, God damn it. Motherfucker. Okay.
Technically, you're the. Never mind.
Yeah. What I mean by my statement that women are a major problem with society right now is exactly what SD was talking about. Women, as they've gained more prominence in our political sphere, especially, have tried to apply the way women react with each other to the way men do. And I've often referred to this as as trying to make men into women.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best examples of this, and it's not necessarily about, bullying or fighting. Weebo Jones, thank you. Those gosh darn diddly women with their opinions and vaginas. And wait, I am a woman. No, it's not about women having opinions. It's about women not understanding that men actually are different. One of my best friends and I, got into a fight over a girl in high school, and it came to physical blows. We actually had a fight over it. When the fight was done, we went in the house, we both had a soda, and we sat down, we watched TV, and just started talking like we always had. That was the end of it. There was never another mention of what happened. We went outside, we solved our differences like men. Now, if women saw that, they'd be like, oh, what the hell? No, you can't. It's something men do. We are meaner to each other, and sometimes you just have to fight it out. But if you look at things like going back to society as a whole, sexual harassment became a big thing with, oh, thank you so much.
Good.
Kagam Mandoa. I always say that wrong. I showed up late. Is Lady Monkey still twisting Monkey's nipples for $20? Yes, she is. And there's another. Oh, God. People just don't want me to explain myself here. Go ahead.
That was so pathetic. That was so cute.
And this is because that fight was not over me.
Oh, God. Ah, God damn you. Oh, fuck.
I think Monkey needs some tongue butter.
Oh, my God.
Poor Spunky.
She got the right one really good that time. Oh, man. She got just the tip. Oh. I need lotion. God, I had a thought. Oh, sexual harassment, Lady Monkey. Sexual harassment became a big thing because of Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas.
Yep.
And whether you agree that she was sexually harassed or not, workplace rules suddenly changed, and sexual jokes no longer needed. Those don't belong in the workplace. Well, whether they belong or not, it depends on where you are. I worked in a machine shop where there was like 2 women who worked there the whole time I was there, and it's just guys doing dirty work. There's no customers. So if we told a insensitive sexual joke, it didn't hurt anybody, but we weren't allowed to do it anymore because women are equal. Well, if you're coming into a male-dominated area and you want to be equal, why do we have to change all of our rules to assimilate you? That's not how equality actually works. Zorant00, why do you guys, the whole group, think that the SJW crowd seems to want racism and sexism? Oh, that's a good question. We'll come back to that in just a second. I don't want to lose that question. But women, and it's not all women. I know there's great, like we have some women in the chat here who are fucking awesome. But there's so many of them who don't seem to understand there are actual differences between men and women, and that it's okay. And they're trying to turn men into women so that we act like you guys. So we just, talk about our feelings. In that fist fight we had, there were no feelings discussed. Somebody said something, the other one responded back, and soon we were hitting each other, and it was done, and it was over. The end. I've never seen women do that. Somebody would have got shot. Anyhow.
Speaking as an older guy, men only grow up slightly. We're always we're little boys.
Yep.
And, if that fight that you talked about had happened with women, yeah, it turned pretty catty. I'm never speaking to that heifer again.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another thing women, they also do that thing where they'll get mad at one of their friends and not talk to them for a while, and they'll be friends again and not, and then, back on and off. I've never seen guys do that. If I've ever written off a friend, it's done, the end. But we put up with a lot more shit from our friends than I've ever seen women be willing to put up with. So what do you guys think it is that makes the SJW crowd seem to want racism and sexism? I have my answer, but I've talked a lot here, so.
Why do they want racism and sexism?
Yeah, real quick. Dual Wheel, thank you. Make the left one hurt just as much, Lady Monkey. You fucker. Yeah, why does it seem like they want racism and sexism?
So here's the thing. They can make it up, right? And they can have it, but at the same time, it's not going to be as bad as like real racism and real sexism. So they get to pretend like they went through the bad thing, and they get all the benefits of going through the bad thing without actually having to go through it. Probably the same reason why people lie about being raped.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree. I mean, I think it's for their victim points. You know, I'm old enough
Right.
to have lived through real racism and through real sexism, not this make believe stuff they have today.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's so much easier because you get all the oppression and victim points without actually having to go through anything. So it's kind of like why would you lie about rape? Well, you get all the quote unquote good parts that come out of being raped without actually having to deal with any of the trauma.
See, I told you that was just the quote up until then. The good parts of being raped. I get what you're saying. The oppression, the sympathy. Yeah, yeah. I agree with you guys.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that when you're actually assaulted, you know, the good parts, quote unquote, don't actually exist because, like, you don't want people to know about it. It makes you feel gross and awful. But when somebody actually hasn't been through that, they're not aware that it makes you feel disgusting and you never ever want to fucking talk about it. And so to them, it's just like people are just going to feel bad for me without any kind. So it's kind of like if you know somebody's actually been through it or you've been through it yourself, you can pretty easily pick out when somebody's lying about it because usually they'll be really excited that it actually happened and you're like, nah.
I agree with what both of you guys said, but I also Sanguine hit another part of it. Thank you for the donation, by the way. Can't sell a cure if the disease isn't there, and that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
That's the other part too. It's like, why would Al Sharpton or Anita Sarkeesian want anything to be solved?
Yeah, I've talked about this before. When I was growing up, when say junior high school age, we were so close to Martin Luther King's dream. We really were. Was racism solved? Absolutely not. But at that time period is when like what would be considered black culture was really taking off. White kids everywhere listening to rap music, everybody getting along. And that's when the idea that being colorblind became a bad thing. Suddenly being colorblind was actually racist because you weren't paying attention to the trauma that black people were going through.
That was on a test of mine, actually.
What's that?
That was on a sociology test. It was like explain why colorblindness is actually racism. And
it's not.
It's to make white people feel more comfortable.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's probably what Martin Luther King was trying to do, make white people feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what he spent his whole life doing. Fucking people.
Yeah, I mean, without that, without them creating racism and sexism, their whole point for being, their whole point for existing falls away, and they're nothing.
Well, there's another thing that happened around that same time, and it actually started just a little bit sooner than that. Ronald Reagan was elected president, and not only was he elected president, he was reelected by an astounding margin. And he was mostly reelected based on what they called Reagan Democrats, people who normally would have voted for Democrats, but liked what Reagan was saying, which included minorities who were at the time, just in the Democrats column. And this was in large part a way to get those people back in line. God, who was it? I was on a stream the other day. I can't remember whose. I think it was on Sinatra's. In today's society, black people are all expected to think exactly alike. Women are supposed to think exactly alike. Every group is supposed to think exactly alike.
Well, and it goes way beyond that too. Every gay person, even like every rape victim or every person who's like.
But we're not supposed to stereotype.
Yeah, that's true.
Things come from the same fucking group of people, radical liberals.
Yeah.
You remember after the election, they were all just in shock because there were actually Mexican Americans who voted for Donald Trump. How could they do that? Didn't they know they're Mexican?
Well, that's the other thing too, is that they're like, you shouldn't stereotype illegal immigrants. I'm like, you're stereotyping all Mexicans as being illegal immigrants and or sympathetic to illegal immigrants.
Biggest
Talk
Mikey
about
says
being fucking racist.
It is see, Scribbles would be hating this right now because we're not structured, but this is a good conversation. If you look at a lot of this stuff, affirmative action is fucking racist. The idea that all black people have to vote the same way is fucking racist.
Yeah, but if they don't, you see, it's against your best interest, because how could you, how could you disagree with me? That's crazy. I want what's best for you. It's like, well, thanks, fat blue-haired mom, but I don't need you.
See, women. Didn't I say it? Women.
Well, it comes from a lot of female voices, doesn't it? Because they're like, don't you know what's best for you? Like, we just want to help you. We just want to we just want to help you. Help me, help you. Be a liberal.
Yeah. What's going on in chat here, guys? And I'm sorry, I know this is not how we normally do things, but this whole thing with Riley today and last night, his apology video. Let's actually talk about what we did on YouTube. I did Riley's apology video. At the beginning of it, I made a little comment about him being banned for his one video being banned, and then I actually ripped into his video because I really did want to talk about that stupid fucking video. In it, Riley, for the record, what he's talking about there is people using words that upset you. He's not talking about somebody that punches you or somebody that fucks your girlfriend or somebody who really does harm you. It's somebody who said something that upset your little feelings. And throughout all of it, it's about him and about being the victim of words, and how the one that really pissed me off is like not being able to say, I'm sorry I upset you, but I still hold my same opinion. You're supposed to say, I'm sorry I upset you, and I'm going to completely change the way I live my life.
Well, that's what they think, like, you're supposed to be sorry for. And it's like, you're policing what I'm sorry for. I'm literally not sorry for what I said. I'm sorry that you're a bitch, baby.
The next 6 minutes, thank you so much. SJWs don't profit from solutions, only outrage. Absolutely. I think it's funny. I've been watching the news for the last 30 years or so. And year after year, I keep hearing about how Republicans are polarizing things. I'm not a Republican. I do lean conservative, but I'm not a Republican. But I keep seeing how they are polarizing things. And if you even watch this last election, Donald Trump is the one who polarized things. The left, as long as I've been watching politics, has been pushing this narrative that either you think like us or you are a bad person. It's not that you have different ideas. You are a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Republican, you want bad air. You want the planet to burn. You want old people to get sick and die with, large bills that their families are stuck with. You're not just somebody who has a different idea of how to do things. You're a bad person. And the other side is the one that gets blamed for being polar. Or the Republicans are the ones that are blamed for being polarizing. That is the polarizing rhetoric. When you take it and make it, we talked about this on last night's show. When you make an issue about morality, it's good and bad at that point. There's villains and victims. There's not just, hey, I disagree with you. It's you are horrible. You actually should probably be in jail. And you can't have a good back and forth debate of ideas with people who think like that. You just can't.
Well, the whole tie-in between what you were saying earlier and your video you've done today, that the whole thing that set Riley off for his apology video was that Comic-Con panel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was your video. I'll let you talk about it.
Oh, it was the cast of, what was it, Supergirl, I believe?
Yeah, Supergirl.
Yeah.
Supergirl.
Got up and they did a song, and in the song they make some kind of joke about how two of the characters on the show, who apparently fans want to hook up in a lesbian relationship, are just friends. They're not going to get into a relationship. And apparently that was enough to piss off trans people everywhere, or queer people is how Riley put it.
Queer people.
Because two fictional characters aren't hooking up. And so they just fucking blasted the actor involved, who put out a statement, which, by the way, was not a bad statement, even though Riley makes it sound that way. You can freeze frame it and read it. He's just like, I didn't do anything to y'all, and now you guys are treating me like I'm transphobic and homophobic. That's really upsetting to me because I didn't do that shit. And in Riley's world, what this guy should have done, or girl, whoever it was go, You're right. I shouldn't have done that. I'm a horrible person. We immediately get these characters together. It's fucking retarded.
No, that is retarded because I'm sorry. I get the like queer people don't have like a lot of representation in media, but that, I mean, even if they did, there are even like some straight characters that it's like, yeah, they're never going to get together. Oh well. Like, it's just not going to happen because it's not going to happen in the fucking TV show. I mean, that could have been any two characters. And as far as I know, with Supergirl, don't they have a bunch of lesbos in there anyway?
Yep.
So why does everybody have to be a carpet muncher?
Real quick, Base Mama put it perfectly. Because two fake people won't have fake sex, it's transphobic. Yes. Yeah. And when you say it out loud, it sounds as ridiculous as it is.
Yeah. Well, in Riley's world, if you say something that offends someone else, you are automatically in the wrong.
Yeah.
Well, and they really see like offense as this horrible, horrible thing. There are things that offend me, but like it doesn't mean that the other person's a terrible person. I mean, usually it does, but like not all the time.
Pretty much everything out of Riley's mouth offends my intelligence. But I still think you should be allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Phobos point out, yeah, this wasn't about Blair, believe it or not. The apology thing, the timing on it kind of sucked, and because Blair had her video where she apologized to Riley for misgendering Riley and calling him a trans.
Riley made a thing on Twitter right after that happened that was like, you know, about all the people that were apologizing to her. She was like, if you didn't accept me before you knew all this, then fuck you.
Yeah.
And so Riley already addressed that, but
yeah, but in Blair's video, Blair pretty much hit all of Riley's talking points. So to think that was about Blair was kind of questionable to begin with. Because Blair even cried over it. So come on, it wasn't about Blair. Blair was sincere in the apology. I think Blair was wrong to make that apology because Riley Dennis is full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think she deserved an apology. I mean, I stand by everything I've ever said about Riley. I think Riley's a fucking idiot.
But yeah, oh God, fucking Riley.
You're fucking Riley?
Fucking Riley.
I was just taking a drink of coffee when you said that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Corey Susugi. Quit bitching and write fan fiction if you're that outraged. Yes, exactly.
Or just write your own shit.
Well, this is what I don't really understand about it, and maybe it's the testosterone in my body. Why would that be offensive at all? For them to go, these two characters are not going to fuck.
It's not offensive, is the answer to your question.
Oh, hang on a second. I got two more super chats real quick, and I'll let you go, Blood. Lanny Stanfield, thank you so much. We become such a beta society that I worry that our welfare is an actual invasion attack on us. Oh, excuse me. I worry about our welfare if an actual invasion or attack happens on us. You and me both. I will come back to that. Mr. Dax, pineapple's okay on pizza. I will not apologize. Pineapple is excellent on pizza. And
I've never had it.
You still need to try it, SDA.
It's great.
I would try it. I wouldn't do like ham on pizza. That's where I draw the fucking line.
And Dual Wield, thank you. Give this 5 to some dumb American for that perfect upspeak impression. If we ever meet like at VidCon next year, I'll slip her a $5.
Well, we will be on Dual Wield. We will be on my channel tomorrow night. Just so you know. So if you want to give money directly to me, you can do that. I won't complain.
What were you going to say there, Blood? I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, you said to you it wouldn't have been, why you can't understand why they're even offended, and I can't either. But I think it goes to here recently on Twitter. I had a couple of followers, and I was following back that are transgender. Mm-hmm. They truly are. I had to finally unfollow them because every post was about their sexuality and argument. Every post, their whole identity was you're straight, I'm straight, but it's not my identity. you know, and so I I don't think we're going to get it. You know, it's
Well,
something like that's just not going to offend me or you
I
or
think we do get it. I
instigate
think
it.
we've already hit on it, and it's the oppression thing. They had to be oppressed by something. And Riley in the video says that, that trans or queer people are underrepresented on TV anyway. Well, one, no, they're not. There's
No,
a lot of. I bet if they went through and figured it out, there's more gay people on television these days than there are percentage wise in the population.
I mean, I would say that like lesbians are definitely less represented than gay men.
well,
Yeah, I would.
you brought it up a while ago. I do watch Supergirl on occasion. It's not my favorite of that of the Arrowverse shows, but by any means, it's very SJW, very SJW. But there is a lesbian relationship between Supergirl's adopted sister and a female police officer, and it's very forced, very forced.
I want to go back to that comment about being worried about what happens if we get invaded. I got to tell you, I am too. Just look at the way illegal immigration is responded to. I mean, we're basically turning the country over to whoever wants to come in. And this is going to be xenophobic, of course, but there is some validity to holding on to your national identity. Now, when I say national identity, I don't mean white national. I'm going to address this too, because I have the microphone. I think it's fucked up in our country that we even break down things by race. Like when we look at, blacks murder more or at the same percentages or the same number as white people. Why the fuck do we know that? We're all Americans. Why do we need to break it down by color?
Yeah, you could argue that American is an ethnicity.
Exactly. So I don't see why we even break it down that way. So when I say national identity, I mean American. I don't mean white people. I mean fucking America.
That's what I mean too when I say
right.
it. Because there are Mexicans who came here completely legally and who are just as American as I am in their values. And that's what matters.
Well, this is I actually think this kind of started with the Civil War. Going way old school on you. There was a time in this country where the idea was each state was its own basic country. And the federal government was a very limited thing that held them together for safety, some common good, but it was a very limited thing. And the states were where the power was. The governor of a state was as powerful, if not more so, than the president. And after the Civil War, when states were told that, no, you belong to us, everything changed in the U.S. And as that's grown over time, the federal government knows what's best for everybody. And there's this everybody is inclusive. If you live in California, you should have the exact same values as if you live in Iowa. Well, when you start letting people come in from, Mexico or whatever, there's no reason not to let them all come in because everybody should have the same values. Doesn't matter, guys, that these people don't share your fucking values. We're going to wake up one day in a country that looks nothing like this one. Things that we value like free speech, the right to bear arms, that shit's going to be fucking gone.
Well,
because we keep letting people come in who don't share our values. It's not about their color. It's not about their country of origin. It's about the value system. Fuck. Anyway, sorry.
Well, even when like college students, I don't know how representative this is of anything. I will preface it by saying that, but even like when college students are interviewed about like free speech and stuff like that, they tend to fall in line with policies that would limit free speech, which is scary to me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Cryptic. I'm American first and foremost. I wasn't born here. There's a reason I don't want it to be changed to the shithole I came from. Exactly. People want to come in. Legal immigrants want to come here because they want what we have. And I'm happy to share with them. The ones who are, sneaking across the border just because they, want money but have no intention of assimilating, or, and I'm going to get in trouble for this, Muslims who have no, Islam is not compatible with Western society, period. And until there's a reformation, that stands.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a fucking oppressive religion. And if you keep bringing these people in here, you're going to suddenly find you're going to be London, who now has a Islamic mayor. Oh God, it's making my head hurt talking about this shit. There's just so much of it. It's so fucking stupid that I don't understand how. I kind of get the bullying thing because that's about feelings. You know, we've all had hurt feelings. I don't understand how you can say that you're for equal rights for women, but Islam is great.
Yeah, well, fuck that noise. I'm sorry, but you can't be for LGBT people and for Islam. But do you think that illegal immigrants should be given a path to citizenship? Because personally, I don't.
No.
I don't think we should reward you in any capacity for being an illegal immigrant.
Because there's before you even get to the illegal part where you come across illegally, there are steps that can be taken, and they're not so hard that people, you know, anybody can't take them. Years ago, I knew a gentleman. He worked for me. He was a mechanic that worked for me when I was assistant manager in a car shop. And he was from Laos. He was Laotian, and he was the most American person I knew. I actually helped him study for his citizenship test. And if he could come out of that crap hole, if you know anything about Laos, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And make it here as an American citizen and become an American citizen, anybody can. You just got to put out the effort.
Well, I'm not saying that there's nothing that needs changed about our immigration system. I haven't looked at it well enough to make that claim. The one thing I can say is that it is the law, and if you're here illegally, yeah, you should not get to jump to the front of the line because politicians want to score points. Excuse me. Sorry, chat. I don't mean to. Oh, did either of you do anything on YouTube today?
I did.
I slept until 3. So no.
What'd you work on, Bloodewing? I haven't seen it yet.
Well, since I haven't been here for a few days, I can give a shout back to my NFL stream real quick. Thank you guys for making that a success. Thank you, Monkey. I do hope you come back. I know you think you're not an expert, but I'm not looking for experts.
I am your man if you're not looking for an expert.
And if you're willing to come on whenever you can on Saturdays, you're more than welcome. And my son actually should be there this weekend, so you'll get to meet him.
What do you do? What are you doing on the NFL stream?
We're just talking football. Anything except social commentary for 2 hours, or no longer than that.
I might be able to drop by.
Hey, you're more than welcome.
I know
it'd be nice to have a female on the panel.
I know I know how football works. If that helps anything. I know what I'm looking at if I'm watching a game.
Fans of every level are welcome.
Adamar, not Sundays, on Saturdays. Are you still doing it at 6?
I'm going to try to keep to Saturdays at 6. It seems like it's going to work for me. It's going to be tight on some Saturdays, but it seems like it's going to work for me. And being how once the season starts, you have Sunday games, you have Monday games, you have Thursday games. Saturday is a good time. Fridays are impossible. Yep, Saturdays at 6.
Okay.
I did do a video today, though. It was kind of a quick and dirty cell phone video because I was sitting out here without my equipment. I said, I really want to answer this Riley thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I went into the bathroom. Yes, I recorded in my bathroom and recorded my take.
Video?
Well, if it was, I could discard of it pretty easily from where I was standing. I gave my take on his video being taken down, and that is, if it was done by a person, you are a piece of crap person. You're a douche nozzle. You're a schmuck. You're a little punk. You remind me of the kind of person that would do a drive-by on your mailbox with a baseball bat and think that's funny. However, I also added that, in my opinion, there's also a chance, and a lot of people aren't talking about it, that it may be a bot. We all know that YouTube's making some changes. I know Suit Yourself got a video taken down just recently, and it was a video on children's blue jeans, for Pete's sake, and it was for the same reasons as Riley's, the exact same, for nudity and sexual content. So my hope is that it is a bot, because if it's a bot, number one, then some schmuck didn't do it, and I can quit being mad at him. And two, if this happens to Riley's side enough, maybe YouTube will apologize and fix it.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter Avalon.
If the right people are getting hit.
Yep. Hunter Avalon replied on mine, and he said, you know, since Riley false flagged Hunter's videos.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know, from that perspective, I can't feel sorry for Riley, but it's still not something that I support.
Yeah, and I get that.
Exactly. So do I. I understand the people who are going, haha, you fucking deserve this. Because in a way, Riley fucking deserves this. But it's not something we should engage in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't endorse it, but at the same time, Riley's still an ass.
Yeah.
I think it's
absolutely
wrong, but there are other ways to prove that Riley's a piece of shit. Because Riley is a piece of... It's kind of like when people criticize Trump for shit that's not actually happening. And it's like, there are things that you could criticize him for that would make sense.
Well, the
as
thing,
much as I like Trump.
The thing with a bot, the way the bots work, they basically look at your keywords, they look at your title, they look at they even look at the title of your thumbnail if you put up your own thumbnail. So unless Riley put something in there, and I'm looking at the tags to the video right now. Tags are apology, apologizing, sorry, ally, being an ally, Riley J. Dennis, Riley Dennis, Riley J. Dennis, Riley J. Dennis, Supergirl, LGBT, queer, and vlogging with Riley.
I mean, it might be the LGBT, the queer, even like the Riley Dennis stuff, because Riley Dennis has done videos where there's like dildos and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that could be enough for a bot to set a bot off.
But if it was, you would also figure that more of the videos would have gotten hit.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm not saying it's not a bot, but right. From where I'm sitting, especially with the timing, because it happened very soon after Blair had pretty much, Blair shouted out, Blair fans went over there and got knocked down. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a person.
Yeah, either way, it shouldn't have happened either way. I think we're just sort of like spitballing ideas.
Well, the other one that I've heard is there's people who have suggested Riley did it himself. And Riley's a scumfuck, so maybe.
I wouldn't put it past it.
But to me, with the situation, it's more likely one of Blair's fans was being an asshole.
Well, we all have rabid fans, that's for sure. And I could definitely see one of Blair's fans being like,
yeah,
clutching their pearls. And
you're probably right. And the other point I made is, too, that hey, if you are a person that done this or you condone this, stop it, because you're taking away my bread and butter. This is what I do. This is what my friends do. If you keep shutting down these videos, we got nothing to do videos, and then I'm left with nothing else but maybe doing ASMR videos. Hey,
oh yeah, those would be great.
Redneck ASMR would be interesting.
Or
that's for sure.
Or makeup tutorials, and I would look fabulous.
You'd be purty.
But nobody wants to see that, let's be honest.
Real quick, I want to address something. Backscan said, I don't think it's a bot. Didn't YouTube say that bots would only disable comments and hide videos? No. What they said was that 75% of the videos that have been taken down because of violent content was done entirely by bot. And that's going to become more of a thing that's going to be aimed towards bullying videos and hate videos.
Does that even mean that, like, okay, for example, you're a gaming channel and you play something like, what are some, I don't know, like Shadow of Mordor or something, like where you head explode an orc. Does that mean like a bot's going to take down your video?
Well, the thing is right now, as far as I know, YouTube doesn't have the capacity to scan video. So for the most part, they're going off keywords and channel names, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. But like, what if they know, I don't know, maybe they wouldn't count video game violence as violence. I just don't know.
Here was my thought on it, Monkey, and you've probably run across this before. I've uploaded videos before that as soon as they got uploaded, even without keywords, got demonetized.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Because of content that was, so they've got some way to scan the video and the audio.
You're right. Content match. Yeah, you're right. I hadn't even thought about that.
So like what? Yeah. So like, what if say
But
somebody's playing like a game and like they're saying like, oh, his head got exploded. I don't know.
it's easier. You're right that they would have a way to scan video, but it's one thing to scan a video and see that it's already been uploaded by my one on Adam Hates Everything got content ID'd immediately.
So did mine. I filed
So
a claim, a counterclaim or dispute, whatever.
yeah, I disputed mine. I'm waiting for it. But it's there's one thing to compare it to another video and then to actually tell what they're saying, what they're talking about. So maybe, yeah, could be. But again, Riley didn't say anything in the video even remotely sexual. And let's be honest, there's nothing sexual about Riley, so it couldn't have been that. I mean, he does look like a dildo, but
honestly, I mean, he does look like the love child of a person and a horse.
Yeah, he does. And that oh God, right, fucking Riley. Anyhow, I feel like we've had a lot of deep topics today.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, Bay and I are doing, so if you care about book club with Bay, which you should. What's wrong with you if you don't? Piece of shit. Anyway, we're doing the 7th book in the Mercy Thompson series. So Frostburned 8 a.m. to Marza on my channel.
Naturium, I think is how you say that. Ranting Monkey, I told you, man, a giant cunt was visible the whole time. Of course it got flagged. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking Riley. Anyway.
And who knows, maybe it saw him in that top he was wearing and mistook it for being nude or something. I don't know.
I want to ask you guys a question. I'm gonna change topics a little bit. We talked about it kind of. Why do you think in the US here it's perfectly acceptable to criticize any tenet of Christianity, but you're not allowed to say anything bad about Muslims?
I think because of the whole, like, maybe, people used to own black people thing. We're very sensitive about upsetting the brown people, the brownies, if you will.
Well, here's my response to that. Every black person I've ever known has been deeply Christian.
But it's so easy to say that, like, the right-wing Christian, like the right-wing crazy Christian stereotype is a thing. And I think that makes a difference.
Adam R says, because the Christians hated gays. Yeah. Muslims love them.
Yeah. I think, and this is an interesting question for me. I've not made it any secret, but it's not part of my content or my online presence. I am a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
But, and that's the most you'll ever hear me say about it. But I think it's because Muslims or Islam is seen as a minority, where Christianity is seen as a majority. So it's the same thought process that goes into you can't be racist against white people.
Mm.
You can't.
Thank you, Peter. Donation from Peter. Thank you so much.
Chink said it.
Do you need to call the fire department? Okay, she's muted herself, so hopefully she's okay. Don't be away long if that's just okay. She said, "Give me a sec." I think I partially agree with both of you. It's the whole they're seen as a minority thing, and it's definitely that they're seen as brown people. But seriously, in the U.S., every black person I've ever known is like more religious than any white person I've ever known. So this is, if it's about, them just being brown, it seems a weird way to, attack them. Mm-hmm. As for the majority minority thing, I don't know. I feel like nobody's just even the people that are defending Islam so much just don't even think about it. They
okay, everything's good.
Blanket. Okay, no fire.
Yeah. No.
Okay. It's and I know SJWs don't think, but it's like they literally haven't thought about it at all. And we got to the point where after the Pulse shooting, the president had to go up there and talk about the fucking Crusades to bash Christianity. When a fucking Muslim killed, what, 40 people?
Yeah, well, the thing that I was going to say is that in the video that I responded to, the Young Turks video, Gunk was talking about, that's what I called Shank, I'm sorry. Gunk was talking about the fact that, what did he say? He said that, like, it's ridiculous to use the civil rights office for any of that because, you know, whites need their civil rights protected? What? He acted like that was the craziest thing he'd ever heard.
Yeah. Because white people don't need civil rights. We have them all.
Yeah, boy.
So I think the idea that, yeah, it's because, like, we're a majority, quote unquote, is probably closer to the real reason why. It also got kind of popular to bash Christianity, I think.
Well, I have my problems with Christianity, but I don't think it's a horrible thing necessarily. I think there's people who definitely are a little too fundamentalist, like Westboro. All 40 of them. Westboro gets treated like they are this huge monolith, and it's 40 fucking retards in the middle of nowhere.
And they're all inbred.
Yeah, it's just basically one little family, is what it is.
And
yeah, it's like, well, Christianity has the Westboro Baptist Church. I'm like, the worst Christians that you can think of are like 40 fucking people in Kansas, okay? And like Muslims are throwing acid on people and blowing people up all over the place. But no, we have the Westboro Baptist Church.
And let's be honest, Westboro, the only thing they've done is said really stupid shit and shown up where they probably shouldn't have because they were just being assholes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not sorry.
As far as I know, they haven't blown anything up.
No, I'm personally not religious, but I don't think that Christianity deserves like even half the shit that it gets.
Well, when you're at the point that a Muslim kills a bunch of people and the president goes on TV to talk about the fucking Crusades, I just don't understand how that even happens.
It's stupid is what it is. That's really fucked because it's not the same thing. Sorry.
It's just not. It really isn't.
Level, but
I
mean, and honestly, like when I was in sociology, like one of the things we talked about was religion and how essentially when a society has kind of a homogenous religion, they tend to live longer. They tend to have lower rates of depression and stuff like that. Religion, by and large, it tends to be a good thing for society.
I would agree with you there. And I don't know if you've been involved in them, but me and Scribe have talked several times. There is a school of thought out there that says humans need religion, whether it's actual religion or social justice or, you know, people, if you look at all kinds of social justice ideologies, they seem very much Christian. It has nothing to do with logic. It's all based on belief. It's all based on, you know, what
a lot of it's based on what feels good too. Yeah.
And so I absolutely agree with that. From everything I've seen, people seem to need that in their lives. And if I have to pick one of the major religions to, you know, be the major religion in my country, Christianity is not so bad.
No, it's actually it's a pretty good one, to be honest. I mean, Christians also tend to be like the most charitable group of people, and I mean, like when you actually look at the real numbers, sure there are some crazy Christians, but by and large, they tend to be some of the better people in society. So I had like a crazy atheist phase. Don't get me wrong, but
it's funny.
I don't think that Christianity deserves almost any of the flack that it really gets.
No, well, if you go back to the Starbucks coffee cup thing, that happened because of one guy. One guy wrote a blog post upset because Starbucks had removed the Christmas stuff from the cup.
I mean, I was upset too, but that's because the Christmas stuff was pretty, not because of like.
Well, one guy made a post about it, and the entire internet blew up with how Christians are throwing fits over Starbucks coffee cups.
It was one guy.
It was one fucking dude. There were more people complaining about him complaining than people on his side complain. It was fucking stupid. Anyway, let's open this up to chat. We got 35 minutes left, and
can I address a comment in chat here real quick?
Absolutely.
Crazy Man 1984. I have no problem answering that question, but I won't, because I won't debate anything about my faith or beliefs online. It's not what my channel is about. It's not what my presence is about. It's my personal faith, and that's where it stays. I hope that's not a cop-out.
No, you're fine.
It's just where it is.
I don't. There's no reason for that, or no reason that that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about my personal beliefs online either. I get it.
I do, because I like to fight.
Not like on the religious side of things. Like I'll tell you what I think about your stupid hair like all day long, but
Crazy opinion. Just got home from Walmart. Stop at gas station for gas, and this guy asked me to pour gasoline in his hands.
Clean his hands?
Probably.
Yeah.
If not, watch the news. You'll find out.
I know gasoline makes a good degreaser. If your hands are really greasy, it'll cut through absolutely. It.
Sanguine says, "Fight me, monkey." Oh, after my fight with Pat, you're next.
Ooh, you're gonna fight Pat?
Yeah.
My money's on Pat. Sorry, monkey.
Yeah, sorry, monkey.
I love you, monkey, but my life, my money is on Pat.
I have the advantage. I can hit him all day. And
I don't think Pat would have to hit you. I think he could just breathe on you.
And you and your bony hands would just fall over.
My bony hands, I could take him. See,
I think he would fare a lot better, like way better than Charming Man. But I think at the end of the day, Pat would come out on top.
I'm Rocky. He's Apollo. We all know how that worked out. I'm the underdog.
I actually don't, because I haven't seen the movie.
Well, if you watch the first movie, Rocky loses, but in the second one, he wins. So just hope I don't end up with the brain damage.
Which Rocky are you?
I'm the total Rocky, including Rocky 5, which is underrated in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
It is a stupid ass movie, but I fucking love it.
Uzi Q said that she likes Charming Man. It's okay. We are all entitled to like things that are awful. It's okay.
And that's the whole thing. We don't have to all get along and agree. I can remember at least one instance that Monkey and I disagreed once for a short time on Irate Bear stream about
it's
a
okay for
subject.
people to disagree. I hear $20 Monkey will groom you. No. $20 gets Monkey hurt. Just punch Pat in the dick.
Monkey's gonna start seeing like $20 and just be like, ugh.
Yeah. This reminds me of a story. Just punch Pat in the dick. I once caused a mini riot. I was only attacking one guy. He deserved it. But he had like 6 or 7 friends that I didn't know were with him. And that's a bad situation to find yourself in. So I found myself on the ground, and I had the thought, I just got kicked in the face. I should probably get up. And if you're in a situation like this is a very helpful tip. One of the best ways to get up is grab one of the guys around you by the dick to pull yourself up, because that will take him out. And that's exactly what I did. I am not above fighting dirty, especially in a situation like that. Let's get.
There are no rules to a street fight.
Exactly.
Which is the number one rule. If you try to street fight by the rules, like, you're fucked.
You can get beat up. Yeah. Recommendations on a keyboard and mouse, Monkey. I just use a Logitech one. I have a wireless keyboard and mouse from Logitech. Logitech is, depending on how much you want to spend, they make great stuff, and you can buy everything from basic to holy shit, that's awesome. Just pick one you like. You really can't.
I have a laptop, so kind of taken care of.
I'm not seeing questions. Let's see. Will the format ever return from the Lion Page?
When Scribe gets back.
Scribe will be back tomorrow, so yeah, I think we'll be on task. I've had fun tonight though, and that's not to take anything away from our regular nights. One of the nights SDA wasn't here, me and Scribe had a stream very similar to this, and I like our format because it gives us stuff to talk about. If you just try doing this every night, we tried this. Eventually you end up going, what do you want to talk about? So these are fun little ones to do in the midterm when people aren't around. And we say Scribe is, keeps us centered. That is largely true. He keeps us on task, but he's not a curmudgeon. He actually does this too. Don't let us fool you there. Okay.
Return of the Spine, possible title for tomorrow's stream. You know what, Skep Talk? I really like it. Yeah, I'll make that the title. I'm going to write that down.
Backscan says, I know you don't like Teal Deer, but did you see his video called Mouse Utopia? I think it might explain why people are going crazy. I don't go out of my way to watch Teal Deer. And for the record, I don't hate Teal Deer. I hate the shit he says in some of his videos. I agree with a lot of what he says, but I don't like the way he presents it. I think he comes to some bad conclusions, and I think he's kind of a hypocrite in the way that he will go after people for not doing their homework when he doesn't always do it himself. But no, I haven't seen his video, and I'll take a look at it.
If you could have an infinity gem, which one would you claim? That's a Marvel thing, right?
It is, and
Yay!
See, this is one of the ones we would need Scribe for, unless
I don't know what they do. Is there a pink one? There's a pink, or I think there's a purple one. The pretty one. I'm sorry. I know it's a Marvel thing, and I could probably tell you where most of them are right now, but I don't know what they're actually for. The movies don't explain that.
Ranting Monkey, what would you do if your next door neighbor put up an ugly 6-foot fence around their property that will eventually affect the value of the land of your own land? If you're living in a tight quarters kind of area, which I'm not, I can see how that would be a bitch. Hope they sell and the next person is a nicer person. I understand a privacy fence. I would want one if I lived in the city.
My neighbor just put one up a couple of years ago, and I actually was thankful because, God, are they ugly.
How can a natural beta male become more of an alpha? It's actually possible. All you have to do is act more confident. People don't think this is true, and anybody who's actually done it knows it's true. The secret to confidence is fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely is.
Even my psychologist told me that, and she's a doctor, so yeah.
I was a very shy kid, in school especially. I know people hate how I say that. I don't care. But I was a very shy kid, and after Mom and my brother died, I was like, I don't want to live the rest of my life being afraid to talk. So I started. I took drama class, and I always got up on stage and was the first one to volunteer to go up there. I started when we'd have to read a paper in class. My hand went up first, and I was scared to death every time. And you know what happened? Nothing happened. So
yeah, that's another thing you can do is you can ask yourself, what is realistically, what is the worst case scenario? And what you'll find is that for the most part, it's maybe something doesn't go well. That's it.
Yeah.
Literally nothing's going to happen if it doesn't go perfectly. So that helps too.
Yeah, and it's that experience of going through it and realizing, wow, nothing happened. That makes you more confident. It's easier to do it next time. So
I truly fell burrows. Ranting Monkey and Bloodewing, what's the best part of being an old man?
Monkey's a gross middle-aged man, he'll have you know.
Best part for me, I can say whatever the heck I want, and
exactly.
most of the time people take it.
Yeah, when you're an old man, people are like, oh,
hi, Squeaky Door, who's that? Have them say hi.
That is my oldest son. Hey, buddy. Ranting Monkey, I was actually a fair bit the same. I started to act and sing to get over the nerves. Yeah, most of what that the ability, at least this is so weird to me that people are so afraid of speaking in public. They've done studies where like people are more afraid of speaking in public than dying. That makes no sense. It really doesn't.
No, I don't have an issue speaking in public at all, but I've never had an issue with it. So
when I was young,
but that being said, I had to speak in public when I was like 9 or 10. So I started off not being scared because I didn't have to wait till I was like 13 or 14 to start doing it.
IE asked, does that work for anxiety and someone who can think extremely negative? I'll give you, this is going to sound silly as shit, but I promise you it works. This helps with negative feelings. It helps with sadness, not clinical depression, but just if you're, down all the time. Smile. For 1 week, smile. Every time you think about it, make sure you smile. Do it for a fucking week. Smile. Every time you can think about it, keep a smile on your face. And by the end of that week, you'll find yourself not only smiling more, but feeling a lot better about yourself and about the day. I learned this when I was mid-20s. I found a really old book about, I don't even remember what the whole purpose. It was some kind of self-help book. And the only thing in it that even remotely sounded interesting about it was the whole smiling thing. And I thought, this is fucking stupid, but what the hell? Is it going to hurt? And I tried it. And my best friend, the first day I did it, he looked at me and goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm smiling. And I explained it to him. He goes, you need to stop that. It looks creepy as fuck on you. But I did it. And by the end of the week, my mood had improved. And I've actually found myself just sitting around smiling for no fucking reason. And
also, if, even if you are clinically depressed, doing little things like that can help because it can take your mind off of stuff as well. And when you're clinically depressed or you have other psychological issues like behavioral disorders, usually what you're going to have to end up doing at some point to get better is actual behavioral therapy. So you'll have to look at your own behavior and go, what am I doing that's not normal? And force yourself to act like a normal person. So when you so for example, I had bad anxiety issues and was terrified of through. And in order to get over that, I just had to do it over and over and over again.
Sanguine said the smiling's because you're high as a kite on your meds. No, this was long before my meds.
Scotch, or however you pronounce his name now, wants me to name one nice thing about Richard Nixon. I am one of those people that feel that poor Tricky Dicky got a bum rap. He done a lot of good things. He done some stupid things too, sure, but what president hasn't? One good thing, he got us out of Vietnam. And since I was almost 16 years old by the time that happened, that was near and dear to me.
I agree. If Richard Nixon was president in the 2000s rather than in the 60s, he would have beat that. He would have beat the rap on that. If you listen to his tapes, he was absolutely a racist.
Yes, he was.
He was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Thought everybody was out to get him.
He's paranoid.
Paranoid. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. But part of that, you also have to consider the time. So, I mean, pretty much everybody was racist back then. Let's be fucking honest. So I don't necessarily hold that against him because, even fucking Kennedy was racist, guys. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, he did do some good stuff. Getting us out of Nam is probably, he definitely deserves more credit for that than he got. It seems Google fired the person who wrote the Google memo, says Dragon Master. I am not surprised. Oh yeah, LBJ was a fucking racist. Yeah, even for his day. Yes, Base Mama said that. LBJ is actually one of my favorite presidents, and it has nothing to do with his racism. There's tapes of him too. Oh, and he acts the way I think a president should, because he was telling Dwight fucking Eisenhower, that he needed to go to a funeral, some state funeral that Johnson couldn't attend himself. And Ike is going, I can't make it. And LBJ's like, you're fucking going, dude. Just go do what I told you to do. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's just really cool to hear him say that to fucking Dwight Eisenhower, you know, the guy who won World War II. Oh, God. Guys, I haven't been paying attention to any questions. Do we have any? Wait, Kennedy was racist. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. And I know there's been some questions we missed, so guys, re-ask them if we. It's tougher than you think to keep up.
Yeah, it is. LBJ said, dude. No, LBJ didn't say dude. He was much more refined about how he said it. But yeah, he was basically going, bitch, do what I told you to do. Base Mama, a lot of people have left Google for their stupid policies. Yeah, and the thing is, they'll replace those people easily because they're in California. Should anti-SJWs form our own basketball league?
I'll coach. I have coached before, so
there you go. Yep, Scotch. LBJ, I will make every single nigger vote Democrat for 100 years.
And he did it.
LBJ really set a precedent with that shit, to be honest. We always hear about Nixon's Southern strategy, which, by the way, failed. But still, yeah. You know, Joyce Sparko brought you up in her Riley video? No, I didn't. She has a Riley video?
I thought she was quitting.
I thought she quit. Wait, okay, now I gotta go look. You guys read questions while I look shit up.
And just a fun fact, I actually met and shook hands with Richard Nixon once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was in grade school. They pulled us all, it was during his first term, and they pulled us all out to the airport to greet his airplane. It was a photo op, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, she did it today, apparently.
5 hours ago. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. She was taking a month off YouTube, but she did say she would come back if she had something important to say. So I can't wait to see that.
Joy has to make 6 videos about quitting. Yeah, I guess so, Jack.
Do you guys think Lacey Green's red pilling was serious or nothing more than a well-planned money grab?
Okay, in her video about the red pilling, she said that she was open to conversation, which she has followed through on. In that exact same video, I'll say it slowly so that it sinks in, she said that she is still a feminist.
Yeah. And the whole red pilling thing with Lacey, I said this at the time, and I maintain it. I don't want Lacey to stop being an SJW. I want her to get better arguments for her side, and if she can't make them, then to change her mind on that. But I don't want her to like stop being a feminist. I don't hate feminists. I don't hate feminism. One of my favorite people to read and watch is Camille Paglia, and that's spelled with the G, guys, Palgia. But the G silent. She is a hardcore feminist, but she's the old school feminist who believed that women deserved equal rights, but they had to take equal responsibility. So I have no problem with it. If Lacey became one of those, I would have no problem at all.
Backscan 3030 wants to know how I pronounce wasp. If I pronounce it with a T on the end, I guess it's a redneck thing. No, I'm even more redneck than that. Where I'm from, we say wasper.
Wasper.
Yeah, it's a wasper.
I just
How does one do a well-placed money grab? There's actually quite a few ways. Unfortunately, it's like all money, or money exposure, that kind of thing. You need to have some to get some. And Lacey is in a I understand the people who think Lacey was just doing this for attention. Brawless was falling apart. Her channel was pretty much just a place where people went to fuck with her. But she still stood by the stuff she said. Even her gender video, she basically still comes down on the SJW side of it. Is, there's as many genders as you want, basically. But she at least acknowledges the science of sex also. So, Jim Stacy, do you smoke weed? No, I don't.
No.
Bloodewing smoking weed right now.
Well, I am smoking home rolled, but no, it's tobacco.
It's tobacco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Backer, as we call it down home.
Oh, well, that Phobos says Lacey doesn't strike me as someone who would date Chris Ray Gun out of greed. She's just better at compartmentalizing, and she sees something she likes in him. I agree with that absolutely.
Aw, I'm gonna puke.
You're so bitter.
I'm not bitter.
You are bitter. Do we have more questions here, guys? You can ask Bloodwing questions. He's actually a pretty open guy.
I'm not bitter.
Next 6 minutes wanted to know if I call them sneakers or tennis shoes. I actually will use both interchangeably. It just depends on what comes out of my mouth.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The Jack Cochran said, I'm super late to the stream. Do you still need beta readers? I still need a couple more. Again, you won't actually be sent anything for about another month or so because I still have to do all the edits, like the pre-beta reading edits. But you can contact me at contact.somedumbamerican@gmail.com if you're interested, and I can shoot you the information.
Peterbilt says he's asking questions. Don't we see them? It's hard to keep up, guys. So ask again. I'm sorry about that. Weebo wants to know if we're weebs. No.
Well, I think Peterbilt's question was something I seen it a while back. He wanted to know what we thought about queefs.
I don't have a problem with them. I'm okay with them.
I don't know what else to say about it but that. They're all
Plug
right.
that shit up. I don't want to smell it. Come on. It's
well, it usually happens like as a result of sex, so it's kind of, it's kind of your fault anyway.
Bloodewing, what kind of machine do you use for making cigarettes, or do you use the filter tubes at all?
Yeah, I use the filter tubes. It's a Top-O-Matic, the upper metallic one, not the plastic one. Works pretty well. Needs a little oil in right now, but
I have the little slide plastic one that they came out with just a couple of years ago. It's not the really small one. It's like a medium-sized one where it works very much the same as the big ones, the big metal ones do. Mm-hmm. But the big metal ones, the metal wears down so often. And this is like $20 and works just as well. So
the smaller ones like you have hurt my fingers, hurt my hands. But the bigger ones, I've actually got pretty good with it. And I can roll a carton worth in about 20 minutes.
Crazy Opinion said, SDA, why do you not like romance? Is it because of your ex-lesbian girlfriend? Nope. I do have my reasons, though.
Because I am cheap based, mama. For the cost of one carton of cigarettes, I can buy enough tubes and tobacco to roll 3.
Yeah, here, for the cost of 2 packs of cigarettes, I can roll a carton. And
I'm half gay on my mother's side.
The ones you roll yourself are, if you ever have to go back, like you run out or something, so you have to run to the store and buy a pack from the store, they're just fucking awful.
How did quitting smoking go, Monkey?
It's died down recently. I still need to get back to it. I'm trying. Nitrium says, when you look at Riley Dennis, do you want to ride that horse? I really don't.
Ew.
Weebo, you made me laugh. You made me laugh. You see me rolling.
Alpha Mega asks if I quit vaping. No, I do it while I smoke, actually.
I tried the vaping thing. My son actually gave me a really nice little outfit, but it chokes the crap out of me. I can't do it.
I want to try vaping. Not like with nicotine, but just in general.
No, Adam, I use filters.
That's about as hardcore as I think I'm ever going to get is vaping.
Would any of you read Riley Dennis's books? Fuck no.
Mara, you know what? Mara and I have talked about it. We're like, should we for book club? And then we were like, no, I can't. No.
After what I went through in the 1970s, I don't have enough brain cells left to waste on that.
Weibo asks if you can hotbox with a vape. Yes, you can, actually. Shit hurts.
Mm-hmm.
If you can what?
Hotbox.
Draw too hard and it ends up making the end really hot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, if you puff it, puff it, puff it, and puff it, the cherry, the fire gets really long. It gets really hot.
Oh, okay. I know so
Sanguine
much
asks-
about stuff.
Sanguine asks if the next stream on my channel is anti-smoking nipple twist episode. Sure, we can do that as long as I can still vape during it, because this really does come in handy. I used to smoke when I drive, and in the winter that means you have to freeze because I can't smoke with the windows up. This I can use in the car with no issue. Doesn't make anything stink. Doesn't get smoke everywhere. It's really nice. Wait, Riley has books? I'll fucking read those. Tweet me a link. I'll send you a report, says the Jack Cochran.
Yeah,
You
no,
would be surprised.
he does have books, and apparently he didn't use a professional editor, which is a big no-no. By the way, if you email me, I'll tell you this anyway, but the beta version of the book is not. I'll clean it up as best I can, but it hasn't been professionally edited while you're beta reading it, so just keep that in mind and bear with me. Just saying.
Apparently we're really. Oh, sorry.
I'm done.
Bloodewing, apparently you and me are really old. Hotboxing is when you smoke weed and fill the room with smoke. It's not what it used to mean.
Mm-mm. No, back when I was smoking in the boys' room.
Yeah. It's a really bad problem if you are sharing a cigarette, because you keep toking. And
I'm not sure what that means, Lanny. Has the devil beaten his wife and the angels started crying lately?
I don't know that either.
Phobos Media said, wait, SDA, how do I get a beta version of the book? So you can be a beta reader. You can email me at contact.somedumbamerican@gmail.com. I will send you the information. Keep in mind, though, that it's not just so that you can read the book. It's to make sure that everything is actually okay and that it doesn't suck. So it's not just you get to read the book and that's it. You get to read the book for free. That's not how it works. There's actual work that you're gonna have to put in, or I'll just drop you as a beta reader. Just saying.
I saw the question. Scotch said, Lady Monkey, please ask Mr. Monkey who is the guest on Thursday, to which Lady Monkey said, Ranting Monkey, Ranting Monkey, Ranting Monkey, who is your guest on Thursday? I'm happy to announce I have no fucking idea.
Oh, thanks, Lanny. He said that's a deep south way of saying it's raining while the sun is shining. I had never heard that one.
Me neither.
Phobos Media said I don't read fiction, so maybe I wouldn't be the best beta reader. Yeah, maybe not, and that's totally okay if you're not. I'm not going to be upset with you, and don't be upset if you're not. Just know that I'm going to try to be as efficient as possible. So if you're not up for it after I give you the information and tell you what you're going to have to do, just let me know. That's totally fine. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Just saying. Another thing is that people have asked me about is if signed copies are going to be available, and yes, they will be. For information about how you can pre-order those as well. So, yeah. Book stuff.
We're gonna do last call here, guys. Have you heard about Shayna Jameson pissing off Cenk Uygur? No, I haven't.
Yeah, I've seen something about it. She claimed that he got owned in that debate he did with Help Me, My Memory's As Bad As Yours.
Ben Shapiro?
Yeah. And he tweeted back, well, I seem to remember you getting spanked or something like that, referring to her porn.
I do remember that. Yes, I saw that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Philly D talked about it today.
Yeah.
I think Ben probably won, but I still say the way that Ben turns into he almost seems ashamed of speaking at times. He lowers his head and he kind of looks crooked, and it just rubs me the wrong way. And I still say it was a closer thing than anybody wants to talk about.
Do I read fan fiction? No, I don't read fan fiction. I listen to audiobooks for the most part now because I'm really bad at reading. I get bored really easily when I'm reading, whereas if I'm listening to an audiobook, I don't have that issue. So like if I'm reading and I get bored, I'll just like skip ahead a couple of chapters and see if like something's interesting, and then I'm just all confused because I skipped a couple chapters.
Are there any obscure video games you like? One of my favorite games, and it's not super popular, it's a game called Superpower, and then the sequel Superpower 2. It's all about world domination through running a country, mostly done on screen menus, so there's not a lot of action to it. But I like games like that.
Probably my most favorite that would be considered obscure is one called Too Human, TOO. Unfortunately, the company that made it went out of business before they got to make the sequel. Promise, but it's just very enjoyable.
The X Fireball asks, should I get a budget motherboard or get a mid-range one? Get the best one you can afford right now. You don't want to have to buy it a second time. When it comes to putting together your computer like that, depending on what you're doing, especially, but if you're going to put together a gaming computer, you're going to want to spend as much as you can on the motherboard, the processor, and the processor you can isn't as important, but your motherboard and your video card, that's where you want to make sure you spend as much as you can. Oh, and sorry, RAM. You want to make sure you have your RAM too.
Yeah, I was going to say memory. You want to. Yeah.
Do you listen to YouTubers who read horror stories on YouTube? I don't.
I've done that a couple of times.
I actually have a second channel, which I have not contributed to for some time because of my lack of time. But yeah, that's what I do on that second channel.
Did you ever play Panzer Commander? Not that I remember. Did you ever play Zork? It sounds familiar, but
text-based game.
I don't remember.
Text-based game, Monkey. You remember where you said you are in a room. You have an exit to the west, to the south.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thoughts on transgender day camp for trans kids ages 4 to 12? That's from Quill. I hadn't heard of that. The fuck? That's horrible. It's stupid.
What happened?
They have a trans camp for kids 4 to 12?
4 to 12? What the fuck?
4 to 12. Yeah.
Did you hear about the tranny that like was started as a boy, then was a girl, then was a boy again, and now is a girl again in the UK, and it was all on the taxpayer dollar or pound?
I have not.
I guess in that case. That's a thing that happened.
Got to get banned on Club Penguin. The people who used to fuck with Club Penguin were awesome. And I know it's fucked up because they ruined some people's, but they did some funny shit. Ranting Monkey, you mean indoctrination camp? I'm gonna have to look it up. Because man. Guys, we got 2 minutes left, so this is your chance to try to get us to see your question if we've missed it so far.
Yeah, and if we've missed it, it's not personal. It's just, it really is tough to keep up sometimes.
Have you heard about Sean Hannity's ominous tweet? I have not. Is it something I should look up? The X Fireball, have you ever played PUBG, which is PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds? I have not. I'm actually avoiding that game because that's the kind of game I can see myself just getting lost in. That game just looks so fun. And you can ask Lady Monkey, I have an addictive personality and I would just be in that game for days.
Yes, Skeptalk, I loved Myst. Myst was great.
SDA, please review Hillary Clinton's newest book. No.
Bloodewing, were you a cowboy in the 1800s?
No, I can ride a horse and I can handle a lot of different things with cattle, but no.
Oh, so you're one of those people out there raping cows, are you?
No, I've spent a
That's
lot
what
of
I heard.
time. I spent a lot of time living on farms, so I can milk a cow. I've been there involved, got the crap knocked out of me, cutting the nuts off of cows or bulls, young bulls. So yeah, I can do a few things.
We're going to end with this question. Is Canadian bacon real bacon from the Jack Cochran? No, it's ham. And on that, we're going to end it. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the engagement. You guys are amazing. I thank you so much for coming out night after night. Tomorrow we will be on SDA's channel, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and Scribbles will be back. Bloodewing, thank you so much for stepping in for him tonight. I appreciate it, especially at the last minute like that.
Absolutely no problem, man.
SDA, a pleasure as always. Guys, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
You
Bye,
guys.
guys.